Good morning, all. Is my screen is visible and is my voice is clear? My voice is clear, ma? Yes, tell me. Good afternoon. Yes. Okay, my voice is clear and visible. Okay, I'll start. We already waited a lot of time, uh, but only strength is 300. But let me start. It's okay. Mm. Yeah, today's topic is graphs and spanning trees. This one already discussed yesterday, but I want to explain it in a more different way, and I want to explain it along with the program also. So to close this topic, right? So I want to I want to reference the things which was discussed yesterday, and I'll explain along with the program. Okay. So today's topic is graphs and spanning tree. See, look at the image. Mm. See, graph means normally when we see the first corner of the uh, left side figure, it was crossed with red lines. Graph is not that. Don't think graph is that kind of graph. A graph is nothing but it is a set of vertices and edges where vertices are nothing but nodes. Where vertices are nothing but nodes. Okay. So this is nothing but a graph definition. The lines joining between two vertices, the line is called an edge, and here this is all about a graph. Oh, you all know yesterday this was being discussed by the sir. A graph is nothing but set of vertices and edges. Vertices, here look at the second line. Vertices means A, B, C, D are called vertices, and edges means the line which is joining between two vertices. I am calling it as A and C. Here A and C is connected with a line. The line is called edge. That is the way we represented this. Degree means how many lines between particular a vertex a vertex can join how many edges. Okay, vertex can have how many edges? Here, look at here, touching. For B, it is 2. B is joining to C and D. Like that, we have calculated the degree of a vertex. Wait a moment. Now the screen is sharing, ma. Is the screen visible now? Okay, okay, then no issues. Right, right. Thank you all. Uh, mm. Look at this. You all know what is the definition of a graph. A graph is nothing but set of vertices and edges. Edge is called the line joining between two vertices is called an edge. Okay. So degree is nothing but how many it is the number of edges connecting to a touching to a particular given vertex. CSCG 537. Mute your video. Okay. Right. Going to next slide. These are the graph examples where we can use graphs. See, web pages with links, methods in a program that call each other, road maps like Google Maps, airline routes, Facebook friends, course prerequisites, family trees, paths to a maze game. These are the applications of graphs where we can use graphs there. Okay, and this is all about path. Path means from particular vertex we can reach particular vertex. So the path is nothing but how can we reach, what are the edges required to reach that particular particular destination. Okay, this is all about, and from this we can understand only what is adjacent. Adjacent is nothing but neighbor. Okay, so two vertices we have. Suppose here look at the diagram. V, for V, what are the adjacent vertices means U and X. Why it is only adjacent means the V is directly connected to U and X and W also. Okay, so U, W, X are the adjacent vertices for V. So we have to know, we can draw adjacent matrix for all the vertices also. That is called adjacent, directly joining by edge. Okay, that a vertex is directly joining to particular vertex. That vertex is adjacent to that particular vertex. Okay, again screen is not visible. Again screen is not visible, ma. Wait a moment. Why? Visible now? It is visible. Okay, okay, thank you. It is visible. Somebody is saying not visible. That is the reason I got confused. Ma, finally, I want to conclude there are different types of graphs. We have directed graph, undirected graph, and weighted graph. Undirected graph means if I connected a edge between two vertices, the line is there now, that is called edge. If there is no direction for that edge means it is an undirected graph. So when it is undirected, suppose a line joining between A and B means A can reach to B and B can reach to A through that particular edge. So that is called undirect. There is no, I didn't get you for 549. Ma'am, should it have maximum of two adjacent vertices? It can have many adjacent vertices. It's not a big question, right? It can have as many adjacent vertices as it can. It depends upon the type of graph. Okay, more than two is also not a problem. Okay. Coming to here, directed graph means there is no directed or there is no arrow. Suppose only line will be there, there is no direction specified. When only when there is no direction specified means we can read A to B is A to B can be done and A to B to A can be done. A can visit B and B can visit A because there is no direction. Coming to the directed graph means a arrow should be specified. So based on the arrow, A can visit B and B cannot visit A because the direction specifies A can visit B and B cannot visit A. So if B want to visit A means it should choose another path to visit A. So that is called directed graph. It is a direct graph, one-way connection between the vertices. Okay. And coming to weighted graph. Weighted graph means, before that I'll tell about weighted graph also. Weighted graph means there will be a cost associated to every edge of a graph. There will be an edge na, where arrow is specified na, to that edge a cost is specified. Okay, a cost is specified means nothing but weight. Why we require this cost means when we are going to find out the shortest path route, then based on the cost we will find the shortest path route. Okay. Okay, that is all about graphs, weighted graph, directed graph, and undirected graph. And coming to the spanning tree concept, what is this spanning tree? Suppose you have a connected undirected graph. Okay, if you have a connected undirected graph means, then in the theory of mathematical theory, field of graph theory, a spanning tree of a graph is a subgraph of a given graph in which it should not have any cycles. Listen this, it should not have any cycles. What does it means it should not, there won't be any loops here, there won't be any cycles here. Okay, so a spanning tree for a given graph means it is a subgraph of the original graph, but it should not contain any cycles. Then when we are deriving a spanning tree for a given graph, then all the vertices should be present for the spanning in the spanning tree or in the graph. In the spanning tree, all the vertices should be present. Whatever the vertices in the original graph, when you are deriving a spanning tree for the original graph, it should contain all the vertices, but some edges we will remove to make it a loop free. Okay, to make it a loop free, because our intention is it should not contain any cycles. So to in order to make it uncycled graph, so that we are removing some of the edges. So which edges should be removed is a question, right? We can remove some of the edges, right, to make it so that our graph will does not contain any cycles. So finally, how can I define a spanning tree? Means a spanning tree is a subgraph of the original graph which there are no cycles. Okay. Then if G is a connected graph with n vertices and m edges, then spanning tree is, this is the formula, m minus m minus n minus 1. It is nothing but m. There will finally our spanning tree must contain m minus n minus 1 based on the formula. Okay. And coming to the last point of the slide, a graph may have many spanning tree. Note down this question also. A graph may contain many spanning trees. Okay. So for example, this is the connected undirected graph. So actually our intention is how many vertices in the given graph? 4 vertices. For my spanning trees also 4 vertices are there, but I can remove any of the edges to make loop free. Loop free means look at the diagram. Because this spanning tree does not contain any cycle, so there are 4 possible spanning trees for a given graph, so that I can justify that a spanning tree of a given graph may a spanning trees for a given graph can be many. We can have many spanning trees. Okay, this is all about spanning tree. Okay, then in our but there are we are getting so many spanning trees now. So there are some approaches to derive a spanning tree for a given graph. The approaches are BFS and DFS. Okay, spanning trees can be found in linear time by simply performing BFS search and DFS search. These graph search algorithms are not only dependent on the number of vertices, they are all quite fast. So these algorithms are very fast. Coming to BFS, we are using queue data structures to hold vertices to explore. For DFS, we are using stack data structure. I'll explain with queue data structure and stack data. So in either case, a spanning tree can be constructed by connecting each vertex with the vertex that was used to discover it. So actually we want to derive a spanning tree means we will start with one particular vertex and we will reach the end of the vertex and with the loop with no cycles. Okay. See, this is one important point. Unfortunately, search algorithms are there. They are not well suited for parallel and distributed computing. That is the reason in that area spanning trees are very popular. Okay, distributed computing, parallel computing, these things already we know, right? Okay, so in that cases where we are using spanning trees. So there are, however, algorithms that are designed to find spanning trees in parallel computing also. Spanning tree. See, uh, what do you mean by spanning tree means? We have a graph. In that graph, there are 2 more connections, right? It is of a cycled graph. Okay, if it is a cycled graph means we don't require that many cycles for a given graph. We want only one cycle for a particular node. That is the reason why this means in a network, when I want to share a file, if A to B is there, A to C is there, and B to A is there, these many so many clumsy connections are there. But I want to send the file only one time. So if for my graph there are so many cycles means that file will be reached to the destination many times. Okay, that file will be reaching to the destination many times because there are so many interlinked connections, right? So that is the reason if my graph is a spanning tree means there will be only one connection for one particular between two vertices. So that file will be reached to the destination only one time. No, many times, right? No, you cannot use in vice versa. You cannot use for BFS for a queue and DFS for stack. No, the methodology for generating a spanning tree using BFS using queue only. Okay. Mm. Definitely, cycles means number of cycles, number of loops. Okay, so coming to here, that is the reason we want spanning trees. Understood why we require spanning trees? There are so many connections between the same destination to same source, means we want only one particular connection, so that we are deriving spanning trees to send the data what in any network. Okay, like that. So how to derive a spanning tree for a given graph, that we will discuss today. Ah, this is ma to find this is already done. There are, as I said, there are two approaches: BFS approach and DFS approach. Okay, that we will see. DFS approach is one particular approach to derive a spanning tree. Here, the approach is level by level. The approach is level by level. Listen this. And we are using Q data structure in order to generate a spanning tree from a given graph. Whereas the approach for DFS is not level by level. We will start from a vertex. We will reach until the one way. So if there is a path, we'll go to second vertex. If there is a path, we'll reach third vertex. If there is a direct path to reach the end, we can go directly. If not, we will go backtrack in DFS. There is no backtracking mechanism in BFS. There is only backtracking mechanism in DFS. I will discuss what is backtracking and everything. So finally, there are some three properties we have to learn from spanning trees. These are the properties we have to discuss in spanning trees. Okay. The first thing is a connected graph can have more than one spanning tree. All possible spanning trees for a given graph G has same number of edges and same number of vertices. If we have different spanning trees, right? As I said, for a given graph, there can be many spanning trees. All spanning trees will have same number of edges and same number of vertices, but the connections are different. Okay. And spanning tree does not contain any cycle. Spanning trees are all minimally connected. That is, if any edge is removed, the spanning tree will no longer be connected. So suppose, as I said, spanning tree is minimally connected means only one direct connection between one particular vertex to one particular. Suppose if I take out that particular connection means the spanning tree will be disconnected. That is the meaning of that particular line. Adding an edge to the spanning tree, again, it will create a cycle, because uh, uh, if you add one more edge means definitely it will create a cycle. So it is not a spanning tree. So spanning tree we have n minus 1 edges where n is the number of vertices. These are the properties of spanning tree. So traversal. Why I am going too fast now means because yesterday these things are discussed. No, actually I don't want to discuss. But once again, if I want to explain, okay, not able to catch. Huh? Shall I? I'll go slow. These things are covered, no ma. That is the reason I'm going fast. Okay, no issues. I'll go a little bit slow. First of all, right. My dear students, today's topic is graphs and spanning tree. You know what is a graph? A graph is a connection of vertices and edges, set of vertices and edges. You know what is a graph? A graph is connected means for one particular vertex, there are two more edges connected to another particular vertex. So that we can call it as a cycled graph. So we want to derive a spanning tree from a cycled graph. From a cycled graph means why we are deriving spanning tree? I already told. So when there are two, when a graph is cycled graph, then cyclic graph, we want to remove some of the edges so that the graph will become spanning tree. It is nothing but a subgraph of the original graph. When we are defining a spanning tree, so whatever the vertices in the original graph, if my original graph consists of 4 vertices, in my spanning tree should also contain all the 4 vertices. But we are taking out some of the edges to remove the cycles. So which particular edge to be removed means there is a particular procedure for removing a particular edge. So according to BFS, we can remove some of the edges. According to DFS, we will remove some of the edges. Okay, so there is a methodology to remove some of the edges of the graph to make it cycle free. Right. So there are two approaches, right? And coming to the graph traversal. Traversal means visiting each and every node. So in order to create a spanning tree from a given graph, we have to visit each and every node. Okay. We have to visit each and every node. Visiting each and every node is called traversal. So we are visiting in a graph, no? That is called graph traversal. Okay. First BFS. Start with several paths at a time and advancing each one step at a time. Here, once a possible path is found, continue the search. Okay, I'll explain. You need not worry. Continue the search until the end of the path. This is level by level. It is continuation. I will teach now BFS. BFS is an algorithm for traversing or searching a tree or graph data structure. It starts at the tree root. It starts at the tree root and some arbitrary node of a graph, sometimes referred to as search key, and explores all the neighbor nodes at the present depth prior to moving to the next level. So we will start with one level, and after visiting all nodes in that particular level, then we will visit next level. That is the meaning of that. So in BFS, we will move level by level. According to, with an example, I'll explain. So visiting a vertex means, what should we know? Visiting a vertex, it means going to a particular vertex or checking the vertex value. Exploring a vertex means, it means visiting all the adjacent vertex. Exploring means, so if I am at vertex A, then exploring means what are the adjacent vertices for A, B, C, D are there now means is visiting all the adjacent vertices is called exploring. Traversing means passing through nodes in a specific order. Level order. BFS is a level order. It is a traversing method where we have to visit every node on a level before going to next level. Suppose this is a tree, right? First level 0 and level 1, 1, 2, 3 are connected, right? First we will visit 1, 2, 3, then only we will go to level 2 or layer 3. So that is all. But I'll explain with a graph only. Right. Okay. Mm. Mm. Yes, is the screen is visible, ma? Is the screen is visible? Answer me. Okay. Uh, See, observe the diagram carefully so that I can explain it neatly. Mom, see, this is BFS search or breadth first search traversal technique. So what is it is a connected graph. Okay. We want to derive a spanning tree from the given connected graph using BFS approach. What is this BFS approach means? It is a level order approach, visiting level by level. BFS approach means visiting level by level. Okay. How to visit level by level means we require a data structure. The name of the data structure is Q data structure. I am using Q data structure to visit level by level nodes. Okay. So how this data structure used and how everything I want it. Suppose we have to select a starting vertex. So my starting vertex is A. So here, look at the all the points here. NQ source node. Whatever the vertex I am visiting, I am keeping in a queue. So my starting vertex here is A. Okay. I am inserting A in the queue at the rear end. You know queue and rear end and front end, right? Rear at rear end we will insert the elements. At front end we will delete the elements. Okay. Initially front and rear will be at the same location, same position. After inserting a one particular item, my rear will be increased by 1. These things you know, right? Right now, from the given graph, I selected one vertex A. You can select any of the vertex if it is an undirected graph, right? It is an undirected graph. Here I have chosen the example. I selected a particular vertex A and I placed in the queue. I inserted in queue. After that, what I am doing? Then, what are the adjacent vertices for A? Answer me. What are the adjacent vertices for A from the given graph? I and B. BI or IB. Okay? Right. So, it is a BFS now. We have to go level by level. Level by level means adjacent by adjacent. Okay. First, we will visit the adjacent vertices of that particular node and then we will visit next. Okay. So, I placed the I inserted A into the queue, then I want to visit the adjacent. So visits after visiting A, then what is our task? Neighbors of A. Neighbors of A is B and I. Those elements, those nodes, I have to insert into the queue. Okay. So first step is selecting particular vertex. Second step is that particular vertex placed into the queue. After placing into the queue, then what I am doing? I have to visit the neighbors of queue and placing into the queue. Okay, B. Look at the animation picture. A to B, one connection. Then I am placing into the queue. Clear? Then I. Okay, first visited and copying into the queue. Okay, then here look at the corner of the I is then I is discovered and finished with A. So finished with A meaning means I visited all the adjacent vertices of A, then I will remove A from the queue. That is meaning of finished with A. So I will remove the A from queue. Okay, after removing A from the queue, in my spanning tree, A is the vertex will join. Okay, in my spanning tree, finally A is the first vertex in my spanning tree. Okay, then I should remove an element from the queue. Okay, which element I am trying to remove here first? Which element? Which element is removed from the queue? B. So B is removed. After removing B, what is the task then? Adjacents of B should be found out. Okay, after removing B, we have to find the adjacent nodes for B. What are the adjacent nodes for B? Only F. AF, but A is already visited na. So while writing the program, we have to write a logic in such a way that if more than two adjacent vertices for B, then we have to check whether one particular all the vertices are visited or not visited. If visited vertex, we are not including because A is already done. Okay, so A is already done na, we don't want to include again. If we include means again cycle will form. One time only we have to include, right? So we have to in the program we will treat an array, we will create an array and we will mention it A is 1. If A is 1 means that particular vertex is visited. If it is not visited, the value will be 0. Like that we will write in the program. Okay. So for B I am finding F is my, so that F I should place into the queue. Okay. Okay. So that means neighbors of B I identified, that is nothing but F. Then okay. So finally discovered. So when I finished of neighbors of B, then I am taking out B. B already popped from the queue and finding the neighbors of the queue, and where all the neighbors are visited means then stop. Then one more item we have to remove from the queue. Okay. Which element I can remove from the queue? I. So I am removing I from the queue. Hmm. I. So for I, what are the neighbors of I? Neighbors of I. E, F, A. E, F, A. Right? But E, F, A is already visited. F is already visited. Only E is left over. That is the reason we will insert only E. Okay. So that is the reason I placed only E onto the queue. Is it clear, ma, what I am doing? Okay. E is already visited. Then, yes. So E is already visited. Na? We should delete the item from the queue. Which item I should delete? F. Because F. So for F, who are the neighbors? G, B. G and B. B already visited na? So only G we should consider. So B should be placed onto the queue. Okay, B, G. Mm. So for F, G and B. I and E also, right? Right. But we will consider only which vertex? Only G. Right? That I is finished. When I visited all the adjacent vertices of F, then I will be finished. Then F should be popped from the deleted from the queue and insert that particular adjacent G copied onto the queue, inserted onto the queue. Then we should remove the item from the queue. Which item? E. E, right? So I'm deleting E from the queue. So after deleting E, then what should we do? What are the edges and vertices for E? What are the edges and vertices, ma? I, F. But it is already done now. If it is already done means, then what should we do? We should remove from queue. No more edges and vertices which is not unvisited vertices. There is no unvisited vertices for edges and vertices for E. Then what we will do? We will remove directly from queue. Okay, that clause also while writing the program we should. By how we can achieve that means we will compare visited value of that particular adjacent vertex. Okay, so I am removing E from Q. Okay, next vertex from Q is G. For G, what are the adjacent vertices for G? C, H, F. C, H, F. C and H are not done. F is already done. So we will insert C, H. Okay. So I am going to insert only C and H. Also after inserting C and H, then what? Then I should remove an after visiting the adjacent vertex means then the G will be removed from the Q. Already removed, right? Then we should remove C from Q and write the adjacent vertices for C. What is the adjacent vertex for C? It is D, H. But H is already there, no? B is also there. B is not there, ma. B is not there. A9. For C to B is there is no connection, right? No connection, na? So for C, it is only D and H, ma. Then D and H means H is already visited, no? Only D I will write. Right. Then next adjacent vertex is H. H means is a C and G and C and G. But H is removed. Okay. For D, delete H. Then for D, C and only C. But C is already visited. Then D finished. Stop. Clear? Clear, Nama? Or shall I show once again? Is it clear? Okay. So actually, the final diagram, I think you know. You can draw. A, that is not there, right? Final value. Hmm. One big question, if there are more than one vertex, normally in many books I read means according to ascending order they will follow ascending order, but no problem. If you don't follow ascending order also, it's up to you, but all the adjacent should be visited, that's all. Suppose for A, B and I is there, no, you can take I and A also, you can take I and A. Okay, now no issues, right? CSCA 503, where you held up, ma? Tell me. Definitely we are using recursion only. Definitely we should use recursion. I'll explain the program also. Okay. Right? BFS is done. I'll explain the program. You want to explain? Hmm. Wait a minute, I'll explain. Where is that? Look at here, ma. The question you raised here is how many, Manu can explain, okay. How do we know the number of node links to be stored in the node? How do we know means how many adjacent vertices are there? That many adjacent vertices should be stored. Like that we know. It depends upon the number of vertices, ma. For A, here B and I. For A, if there are so many other vertices, B, I, Z, X, Y. Suppose for A is directly connected to 5 vertices means all the 5 should include. Okay, how many node links means who are directly connected. Though for if we are considering one particular vertex, then keeping on mind that that particular vertex, this vertex is connected to how many other vertices. All those vertices are called as adjacent vertices for that vertex. All those vertices should be included in the queue. Clear? Okay. Is it clear? Okay, now you want to explain once again. Is the screen is visible? You people clearly see this. Ah. Look at this. You only answer me. I'll start from the beginning. Wait a moment. Right. Why it is started? Right. Okay. We will start from first vertex. Right. It is a G. That is wait. Once again, I'll close it and open it. Right. Is the screen is visible now? Is the screen is visible, ma? Is the screen is visible? Look at here. Right. First I am taking my first vertex. Selected vertex is A. Then for A, how many adjacent vertices are there? It is B and I. What I'm doing after how many adjacents are there? That particular adjacent vertices I am including into the queue. So you can select. You can take out A from remove A from queue and insert adjacent vertices of A, B and I. Okay. So are there still any other vertex for adjacent vertex for A? Finished. No more vertices, right? No more adjacent vertices. Then after that, what I am doing? Then A is finished. right? Because all edges and vertices are visited. Then we should take A is finished means A. Then we have to remove next element from the queue. What is there? B. For B, I am finding the edges and vertices for B. It is F, it is A, but A I am not including into the queue. Why? Because A is already visited. Okay, A is already visited, right? A is already visited that. Then I am taking after visiting the edges and vertices of each and every node. See, I'm explaining. First, we will select one vertex. After selecting that particular vertex should be placed onto the queue. Then remove that particular vertex from the queue and write the edges and vertices for that particular vertex. For example, A, B, and I am placing onto the queue. When visiting of edges and vertices of A is completed, then what I am doing? Remove one more item from the queue. That is B. After deleting B from the queue, write the edges and vertices of B. B edges and vertices are F and A. If it is visited, we are not writing again. We are not inserting again. Okay, we are not inserting. Only one time we will place onto the queue. Okay, no duplication. So F. So like that, inserting one more edges and vertices and removing the edges and so which particular node edges and vertex visiting now means based on the queue we are based on the queue item, the item which is there at the front end, that item adjacent that element adjacent vertices we are visiting. B F. Then I am deleting I from Q. Then what are the adjacent for I means E and F and A. F already visited. E A already visited. Only E left over. Okay. So E only I'll clear. F to E. Right. After that, next for F, I am deleting F. For F, G and B. B is E because that I also. All those are visited. Only G is not visited. I am placing G on the queue. I am placing G on the queue. I am placing G on the queue. Okay, then I am deleting E from Q. Then what are the adjacent vertices for E? All are visited. So directly delete from Q. Next G. For G, C, F, and H. Okay. So C and H are not visited. So that I am visiting. Next. Next deleting C from Q and D remaining all visited. So only D not visited. Then I am placing D as an adjacent versus for C and finally H. For H always. So we will stop there. Okay. So this is the way we will. One more minute. So understood now? Hmm. Yeah, it is true. It is true. Right? I'll explain with the program. You need not worry. I'll explain the program. I'm stopping there. I'll want to explain the program. Stop sharing. Hmm. Okay. I'm sharing the program screen. Before sharing the program screen, Wait a moment. I want to show the final spanning tree. Just now I drew. I'll show that one also. Then it will be easy for you people to understand. Just I'm showing. It is opening. I'll rotate. Yeah, I'll share now. Mhm. Now look at the diagram. This is the final spanning tree for the given graph. Just now we discussed, right? This is the spanning tree. Spanning tree will look like for according to DFS. Why? Because already we started with A. When I removed A, so A is my first vertex in my spanning tree. Then after I removed B, B is connected to A. Then after that I joined A, B, I will be joined. After that B to F, F to G, see which vertex we removed from Q, that particular vertex is directly joining to the spanning tree. So this is the final spanning tree without any cycles. Is it clear? The order which element we are removing from the Q, that is connected to design a spanning tree, to create a spanning tree. Okay? Clear? This is the final spanning tree, right? So how I draw the spanning tree means according to the vertices I deleted from the Qma, the deleted vertex I joined to the spanning tree. E I didn't draw. Oh, B2E is also there. B2, F2E should be there, ma. Sorry, F2E should be there. Okay. F2E, right. So whatever I draw, I take out now. F2E should be joined. No issues, right? I'll explain the program. Let me explain the program. Where is the program? Where is the program? So here there are so many, that is the reason that program show all windows. So that is the reason it is not showing all. Wait a moment, I will remove some of them, then I can able to. Why I am unable to see the word file here? Is the word file is sharing? Is the word file is visible, ma? Ah, word file program is visible, no? Thank God. Right. I'll increase the font first. I got a question, right? 18 is better. Right. So I got a question that, ma'am, in which way we should be connected means, should we connect to left or right? Whatever it may be, connection left or right is also okay. It's not a big question. But the thing here is connection should be correct. B2 is there means B2E should be connected. It should be top, left, right, down, anytime. The diagram should be a spanning tree without any cycles. That's all. It's up to you. It depends. So generally, normally people how they draw means according to the original diagram, they want to represent the spanning trees also in same fashion. If you draw something like that also, it will be correct. So it's not a big thing. I'll show the screen is not visible. Something else. Now, I think it is visible. Now it is visible now. I'm sharing the screen. I'm sharing the screen, ma. Is it visible? Visible, visible. Okay, right. Uh, First, I'll go to the main part. I'll show the main. I'll show the main what. Look at the main. Yeah, due to internet connection, maybe. Maybe my internet connection is poor connection. I'll see. Now it is fine, I think. Right, it is good now. Yeah. So here we are implementing BFS, no? We are implementing BFS in the main. Int B is nothing but I want to denote vertex as B. Okay. So I want to give input as a graph, right? I want to input a graph. So that is the reason my program is asking how many number of what through using how many number of vertices you want to design a graph. So number of vertices it is reading by the user only. I am specifying the number of vertices. Then how many number of vertices is read by n. So it will be decided by n value. If I give n as 5 means 5 vertices in my graph, right? 5 vertices in my graph. Then after reading n vertices, then what? So see now how to give graph as input means, look at here, how to give graph as input means we are reading the graph, we are giving the graph as input to a program through adjacency matrix. Through adjacency matrix. What do you mean by adjacency matrix means? So I'll show the adjacency matrix. Okay, adjacency matrix. If I have 5 vertices, okay, 5 vertices means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2. You know 2D array? So how to represent 2D array? Or 2D matrix? 2D matrix means 5 rows and 5 columns, right? 5 rows and 5 columns. If I have 5 rows and 5 columns is 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 2 to 1, 2 to 2, like that. Each row is connected to each column, right? 2 to 1, 2 to 2, like that. So if node 1 has a connection for 1 to 2 and 1 to 3, if there is a connection, I am keeping it as 1. If there is a no connection, I am keeping it as a 0. Like that, I am representing a graph in a matrix form. Like that, I am representing a graph in the matrix form. Clear? So how I am representing, you look at the code. So after reading the number of vertices, I wrote a loop. It should iterate n times because I have n vertices. So q of I is equal to 0. Initially my q is 0. Q will be 0 and visited of I should be 0. I have taken two additional vertices. Sorry, two additional arrays. Q array initially 0, or then visited of I is also 0. So visited array why I took means initially all are zeros means it is of size 5. All are zeros means no vertex is visited till now. If visited of I became 1 means that particular vertex is visited. Like that we can know. So for I wrote a loop and making visit and assigning visited of I0 and q of I0. After that, this is the these are the loops to write the adjacency matrix for the given graph. So first of all, I should take the value, enter the graph data in matrix form. 1 1 1 1 means, see, there won't be self loops here. 1 1 is 0, 1 2 1 3 1 4 1 5, like that. Using scanf function, if there is a connection, I am giving it as a 1. If there is no connection, I am giving it as a 0. Clear? This is of reading of the values for the given graph. Then clear, up to that, clear now? Yes, are you following what I'm saying? Answer me. Ah, right. Okay. Then, so till now what we have done? We already read the n number of vertices. After reading n number of vertices, first I am initializing q array and visited array as zeros. After that, I am reading the values for the given graph. So reading the values means graph connections I want to give. Graph connections, how I am giving means in which node is connected to which node. So that how many number of vertices I have, that 2D array I have 5 by 5 matrix I am taking. If there is a connection, I am making it as 1. If there is no connection, I am making it as 0. Till now it is clear. So then look at the printf statement, enter the starting vertex. As I said, you can take any starting vertex. So starting vertex I read a, so it is an integer value, no? I am taking it as 1. BFS of 1, it is a recursion. So BFS of 1 means directly I'll go to recursion part. I'll execute this also and I'll show. This is BFS of B. BFS of V. BFS of V, right? BFS of V means V is 1 here. For example, anyhow, I'm taking one example we took now, I'm taking A. Even though I took integer here, for our example sake, I'm taking character V as A. Okay? V as A, for I is equal to 1 to N, I is less than I plus A of V of I. A of V of I means V is, suppose A is 1, no? 1, I is 1. A of 1 1 1. A of 1 1 and A is not, in visited of I is not equal to 0. What I am taking? I am inserting A into the queue. When visited is equal to 0 and A of I value, that variable, that vertex, I am inserting into the queue. How I am inserting means q of r plus. Initially q I took minus 1. Na? So then it will become 0. Q of 0 is equal to I. I nothing but first vertex, nothing but A, according to our example. Okay. Then if front less than or equal to this condition you all know. And visited of q, then I visited q A, no? So visited of q is equal to 1 means I am marking in visited array as 1, means A is visited or for recursion call, even for queue and stack also, both we can use recursion. It's not a big question, right? Look at the code, then you can understand. Okay. Mm. What should I explain here? BFS I should explain. See, in our example A, B, C, D, E, I there na, A, assume that A is 1. Okay, vertex A is 1. So BFS of int of V means vertex 1 I am passing to the function call. After passing to the function call, I wrote a loop. What is that loop? For I is equal to 1, I is less than an I plus plus. If A of V of I, it is a in array, V is 1 here, I is also 1, A of 1 1 1, and not visiting onto the queue. Okay, after placing onto the queue, if f is less than or equal to q, visit of, yes, f is less than or, because f is 0 and r is 0. Marking. After marking, again what I am doing? BFS of q of f plus plus. So I am incrementing f plus plus means what I am doing here? Yeah, yeah. So for one only I am passing again. For one only, so I'm popping 1. So here we will not be changed. But V of 1, V of 2, V of 3, I mean 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, like that we will visit all the edges and vertices, ma. All of you look at the code again. All of you look at the code. CSE A, B, C, all sections. If you want, I'll explain again. Is it clear? Answer me. See, indentation in the sense I took a word file, no ma. Shall I explain again? Which part you want me? What does BFS of Q of F plus plus? Anyone answer me? What is F plus plus? Anybody explain? BFS of no, it won't give error. It won't give error. It won't give error. No. If not F plus 1 you give. If it gives an error. BFS of Q of F plus plus means what I am passing here. I am popping that particular node from the Q because I already inserted that. I am passing to V again and I'm finding the adjacent vertices, right? Yes, delete. Yes, F plus 1 also will work. Then like that, if that deleted vertex will come here now, after that again that particular loop will get iterated and finding all the adjacent vertices. V can be any integer. Yes, right. Yes. Right? Okay, ma. Look at here. The only intention here is BFS of int V, that particular vertex, I'm coming with that and I'm checking it. If it is not visited, I'm placing onto the queue. After that, I'm popping from queue and I'm marking as that particular vertex is visited and I'm passing to the BFS function again. And again, it is a function call. It will come into picture. Whatever item is popped, that will come into picture. And again, our loop will be started. A of V of I means again, it will see the adjacent vertices, right? I will become 1, 2. We are in the loop, right? Is it clear? I is not declared. I is declared, no. So declaration part, I declared globally. Look at the topmost line of my page. I is declared. Like that, our loop will be. If condition, what is there in the if condition? Which if condition? If A of B of I, that one condition you are asking. A of B of I means, see, if A of B of I means, first of all, what I am doing, A means 1, V means 1, 1 of 1, 1, 1 and visited is not equal to 1 means that particular thing will be, check the condition. If visited of I is equal to 0, 0 then only we will add into the queue. Otherwise, we will not add into the queue. My I will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that I will check. Why? Because I don't know 1 is connected to 2R, 3R, 4R, 5R, 6. Box. No, last white box. Right. We are not with. Yeah, ma. Like that only our. Standard BFS only, ma. I'm explaining. Okay, I have a tracing code. I'll explain with the tracing one. If it is not able to understand, I have the tracing of stack. I mean, recursion thing. I'll explain the tracing. Normal loops means it's a very, very big lengthy code. I think you people are not good at recursion. Okay, no issues. I have the traced code for the BFS also. I'll explain in the next class. You need not worry. Don't worry. For BFS also, recursion. Because with what it is passing, what it is not passing, you are unable to get it right. Even time is 210. It won't end up. But this is the correct program. I'll explain. You need not worry. Hmm. That's all. Only that part. If you know that part, then finally printing the path. Finish. Okay, you need not worry. And still, I'll explain, ma. Still, I'll explain in the next class about the complete program with tracing. Okay, na? The complete program with the tracing. Or otherwise, with the loop, if possible, if loop program is very small, means I look into that and I explain with the tracing. Okay, still. So, with for a given graph, how to derive a spanning tree using BFS, you understood, right? I'll explain the program later. You need not worry. I'll explain the DFS also. Next class, I'll explain only programs. Then it will be finished. Okay, explain with an example. That is the reason. Right now, I collectively I don't have in my laptop. I have in my mail. So downloading and storing. Okay, in the next class, it will be ready. Everything I'll explain in short span of time. Okay, I have to search and download, right? I'll take one class for recursion, right? Hmm. And one more thing is, shall I explain DFS with example wise? Then I'll teach programs on the next class. Only 10 minutes left over, ma. At 2:20 I have to stop. Why? Because we started at 12:50, no? So I think, hmm, or, hmm, one thing. I'll show one example. It's better. Wait a moment. No. 1 minute. 1 minute. We'll take one example and do the BFS image. Mm. Wait. Mm. I'll conclude BF. This is the original graph, right? This is the graph. Start at some node 0. So I'm starting with node 0. Write down the BFS and explain the answer. Wait. Mm. It's better. We'll close the BFS today and program. Okay, explain. I'm starting with 0. Okay. Then what are the adjacent vertices for 0? Answer me. Adjacent vertices for 0 are 8, 3, 1. So in my 8, 3, 1 or 1, 3, 8, anyone we can choose 0 to 8, 3, 1. So 0 in the spanning tree also direct connection with 0 to 8 you can connection, 0 to 3 we can give connection, and 0 to 1 we can give connection. Shortcut, right? After giving connection, then 138 or 318, anyone you can choose. If you choose 1 as the first node, then write the adjacent vertices for 1. Adjacent vertices for 1. Only 7, 0 is visited, right? So 7 is connected to 1. 7 is connected to 1 in the spanning tree. Then, yeah. Then which vertex I have to choose for visiting? Because in my queue, what are there? In my queue, what are they? 1, 3, 8, no, 1 already done note. Next 3 and 8. So we can do 3. We can take 3. For 3, what are the adjacent vertices? What are the adjacent vertices? Answer me. Somebody wrote final answer. Very nice. 2 and 4. So for 3, 2 and 4, not visited, no, both can be visited. Okay. Then I popped 3 from the queue. Then which vertex I have to take from the queue? Which vertex? 8. So I'm taking 8 from the queue. So what are the adjacent vertices for 8? Adjacent vertices for 8. 0 and 4, right? 0 and 4 means already visited, na? So what we are doing? We should pop 8 from the queue and next item from the queue. What is the next element from the queue? What is the next vertex from the queue? 7. So what is the adjacent vertex for 7? Adjacent vertex for 7. 2, 1. So 1 is visited, right? Only 2 I should consider. So 2. Ma, here, look at here. For 7, the adjacent vertex is 2. 3 to 2 is connection we don't include it in the queue. So while drawing the diagram, while drawing the spanning tree, 3 to 2 is not connected, should not be connected. 3 to 2 should not be connected. 7 to 2 only connected. Is it clear? Okay. 2 is the adjacent vertex for 7 now. While drawing the spanning tree, 7 to 2 only should be connected. Okay? Okay. 7 to 2 finished. Next, which element from the... I'll explain. Okay. Which element? Which vertex we have to choose from the queue? 7 is done. As per queue deletion, we should... as per queue... I already told ma this point. As per queue deletion only, we should design the spanning tree. That is important. As per queue deletion only, we have... Okay. So I deleted 7 from the queue. Then which item should be deleted from the queue? Which item? 2. 1, 7. Next, which item? 4 or 2? If you store in the order 2, 4, it will be 2. If you store 4, 2 means it will be 4. Not an issue according to you. Suppose if I choose 2, then what are the adjacent vertices for 2? 5 and 7. 7 is visited, then I'll keep 5 in the queue. Agree? I'll keep 5 in the queue. Okay, na? Okay. Then after inserting 5 into the queue, which element should be deleted from the queue? 4. Why? Because previously we deleted 2 now. For 4, already all visited. And then which item should be deleted from queue? If you talk 5. Then 5, 6. So finally, the spanning tree will show here. This is complete. And so on. Final spanning tree, he didn't derive it. Is he derived? Okay, we'll see. Ma, look at the diagram. This is the adjacency matrix representation. This is the adjacency matrix representation where zeros and ones. I already told, right? When there is a direct connection, we are marking it as 1. When there is no direct connection, we are marking it as 0. So in the next class, I'll explain completely with the tracing and recursion BFS program and DFS also on Monday. Okay, and I hope I'm keeping AVL tree program in Tesselator. So try to solve it. Okay, small programs. Okay, I'm keeping in Tesselator AVL tree program. If you done that, then I'll keep play also. If you're not able to understand, we'll take one more class and explain. Why we should remove connection from 2 and 2? Mom, remaining people can leave the class. It's time up. One person remove connection between 2 and 3. See, what is our main intention, ma? You ask the question that who is that guy? Right? 89, 19 BD 518. Okay, ma. See, we want to remove some of the edges to draw the spanning tree. So which edge to be removed means we are following a queue data. We are following BFS strategy. In that strategy, we are maintaining a queue. We are maintaining the list of vertices we are visited according to that. So first, from 7 to Q, I visited. From 3 to if you write 3 to Q, then that should be visited. Which connection should be included with the order which the nodes are inserted onto the queue and deleted. Okay, you can leave. Tomorrow we will discuss. Next class, in the next class we will discuss. It's not a big question. Once again, don't worry. I'll explain it again. Okay, now.